The third golden rule, decode, 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 brings us on to another vitally important topic of discussion for getting good results: guessing. The majority of learners starting the course have a habit of sight reading words visually and guessing the ones they don't know. This is the habit we are trying to disable and change. If the child you are helping guesses or sight reads 50% of the words on Easyread, you will see about 50% of the progress you would if every word were decoded. It is essential to use the lessons the right way to get the best result. A key pillar to Easyread is building up a child's decoding ability through short daily practice. Often, we are actually re-engineering the way they approach text completely and growing new neural links through their brain. So there is quite a bit of work to do in order to accomplish that. However, some kids do cling to guessing because it feels easier and quicker than decoding words. It usually takes most of the first 2 weeks to change that habit. If you see a child consistently guessing or resisting decoding, please contact us to say so. We will send a message to the child to help move them away from it. Guessing may not disappear overnight, but it is a habit you should see decreasing in the lessons steadily after starting the course. The easiest way to test whether or not a child is guessing is by the number of mistakes made. Very gifted guessers may be able to fool you, but in general, guessing shows up in errors, especially in the short words like mixing for and from. That is one reason why we ask you to ensure the child is doing the lessons out loud, so that you can monitor accuracy and progress that way. If you are working over Skype, make sure the connection is strong without a crackle, and that there isn't any background noise to muddy the sound. Now, we use lots of games in Easyread to steer kids away from guessing while keeping things fun and light. Some of them involve racing against the clock, which, of course, may tempt the child to a guess. There are a couple of things to note with this. First, a child who has not used a mouse can find some of the games difficult initially, and you may need to help a little if this is the case. Second, some children can get upset if they do not win the first time round. Please explain to them that it is normal not to win first time you play a game. If they did, it wouldn't be much of a game. The best way to circumvent a bad guessing habit is to use the Easyread images, which always show the correct way to decode every word. Each image represents one of the phonemes or sounds in the English language, so it's not a one-to-one correlation between letters and images, but rather sounds and images. If you take the letter O, it has several images that might be above it, like the octopus, the oak, or the organ. But then again, the octopus might be above other letters, such as the letter A in was. So the characters move around from the obvious corresponding letters and can appear over different ones depending on the context. This brings me on to one really important thing, which is the different pronunciations we all use. You will know that how we pronounce words varies between countries, between regions, towns, areas of towns, and even within families. So our coding is always a best approximation, even when we adjust it for a region. For instance, some people might feel the uncle should be above the letter A in was. Others would say the octopus. We try to adjust as best we can for each reason, but it is not meant to be a definition of the pronunciation. It is about getting close to make the decode easier for the child. By using this method with the Easyread images, we can provide the learner with visual cues to decode the word properly, even if it's irregular. This is a truly innovative method that has been scientifically proven to work in recent academic research studies. We call this new approach guided phonetic reading. If the use of the images to represent phonics doesn't make sense to you, please get in touch, as the coding of the sounds in each word is clearly a fundamental element of our whole system. People often ask us what happens when the Easyread images are taken away, and that is an excellent question. In essence, The images are there, much like training wheels, to help the child's brain learn how to read correctly through decoding. The images are there to guide them through that process. Within a few months, the child's brain can decode automatically without the assistance, and we can take the training wheels off. So although the images are there all the time initially, after 2 to 3 months, we remove them. Okay, that's all of the coaching material to cover today to help you get the best result possible for every child. Let's move on now to a brief assessment on the topics of guessing and how to use the Easyread images correctly before finishing up for the day. Good luck!